short EP. Will it be an extended version coming out soon, or we just
most likely we're gonna take it one step at a time?
There we go. We're gonna get that.
So I wanted to give people something that they could take home with them. Right. As a lot of times over the last year and a half, I've been in places where people are like, "Hey, do you have some music?" And I'm like, "No."
But you were just breaking back into it. You were telling us you were just getting back into it.
I was.
You're actually going for it this time.
Absolutely.
So that was less than a year ago, and we got an album out.
Right. It's exciting.
So where are we performing? And you have a performance coming up, a couple performances actually.
Oh my gosh, it's a lot. You know,
well, you
talking a little bit earlier. I did, right? So I set the intention a while ago, and I really wanted to do this full force, and I wanted to give myself a lot more, you know, towards it and really put more into it. So EP came about in a year. My next event is actually the official launch of Out of the Silence. It'll be at the Bolton Hill Open Mic Series.
Go with Miss Alex Alexander.
Alex Alexander and her whole crew over at Sutton Place Apartments is going to be phenomenal.
She
so that's
holds
May 20th.
it down and she keeps it going.
Yes, every time.
But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Miss Jewel Dion. Yes. See, I was working with it. Yeah. And our next guest, Miss... Well, it's a secret. We're gonna give it to you. We come back. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BigExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
I don't like stuff in my mouth. It's after what you was talking about.
It's in this commercial closing.
No, seriously, I don't. I'm a germaphobe. Everything on your body is dirty.
Everything.
So I'm damn sure I ain't gonna put it in my mouth. That's probably why I'm single. Thank you.
Is there lies? But
somebody slapped me on my face with one before. I had to get up and go wash my face. I was done. I said, "Don't! How dare you? You filthy ass animal! Get the hell out of my house!" It was a problem because it's like clearly you don't remember when I met you. I checked your teeth to make sure you had them all. Because that's a problem for me too. Your dental hygiene. Because if you're missing a tooth in the front, that means you don't brush your teeth at all. I'm sorry. And I know Jabril just had that tooth missing and all, but if I would have met him on the road and, you know, he would have been trying to like, I'd have been like, what's going on? At least you could have did was break a Tic Tac in half and put it up there when you met me. You just can't be coming to me with no sharp teeth. It's not okay.
Check out the Talk Lately show every Tuesday nights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on Be
everybody,
Exposed
check
Radio.
out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired Radio Show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with, you know, some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also, you know, accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. Like I've learned I learned that everybody loves your work until they gotta pay for it. That's what I learned. That's what I learned. I learned everybody loves what you do.
The pay?
I mean,
not always.
Listen, the Bible says money answereth all things.
Well,
okay. And there is a place. There is a place where finances is necessary. And when you got kids and when you got a wife and then you doing everything and you know you top dog at what you do, especially when you weren't in the same place you like with this radio show, you ain't in the same place you were a year ago. Should nobody be coming on the show and not donating to your show?
Can you say that on my show?
Should nobody be coming to your show?
Can you say that in the middle of the live?
Make that a promo, please.
Should nobody come on this show without donating?
Yes.
I don't care if it's $20.
Donate.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement. Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know they're probably just a little bit nervous.
You can find it in yourself to take that first step. You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up. Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education, brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back. We're here live on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. We just finished up with Miss Jewel Dion.
Yes.
See, I got it this time.
I like the
They
way
was
you say
tripping
that.
me up the last time, but she was giving us some information on her tour and her new album.
Yes.
Then we're gonna take it over to our other guest in the room.
Absolutely. So I'm really excited to be here, first of all, and I want to thank you for allowing me to come back.
Anytime.
It's been a long time coming just to put out music, period. And I think the name of the album is called Out of the Silence, because I had to really come to a place where I wanted to hear my own voice and really respected my own voice. Right. Because I'm in my head a lot. Too much. But coming to a place where I can give my own words, instead of singing somebody else's cover and, singing through their experience.
What you
did
for me. Great. You
yeah,
did
I
awesome.
think I did well, but I really wanted to hear me, and I think I did it a lot for me first, just to be okay with what I hear and not really being concerned about how people are going to receive it, because this was therapy for me first, just to put things out there, to accept some things as they were. And then just to give, people some insight into who I am, not just the person who comes and sits and do your open mics and sings a song and sits down, kind of really feel what I'm feeling and maybe I could reach somebody at the same time.
You paved some roads for yourself, because people know your voice and they really are in love with your sound. Right. So this is just icing on the cake. Definitely.
And I've been getting a lot of good feedback so far. I had, a short list of people who I wanted to get the album out to first. And I've been, of course, selling it at work and stuff like that. So I've been having people come back to me like, it's excellent from start to finish. Oh my gosh, that song Scream for Help. That was awesome. We were in the car crying. I'm just like.
And I'm looking at the titles of the.
I took my CD. Okay. Look, you see, I'm looking for it.
Like, give that back right now.
I'm looking at the titles, and they're very.
Hold it.
It says a lot.
Maurice?
Yes, it is Maurice. That's right. Stinky Face Music.
I love Maurice.
So some of these titles, we gonna get into the actual songs a little bit later, but give us some of the dates that you have coming up. That's where we left off.
Yeah, so the first one is May 20th at Bombs. The next one will be June 4th at Hotel RL.
Okay. Yes, I love that space.
It's awesome. It's awesome. So you come out. It'll be from about 8 to 8:30 on June 4th.
Just a little taste,
Yeah, just a little taste. Nice intimate space. You get to talk to the people. On June 5th, I'm actually going to be in a show with Kizzy B.
Okay.
The Lauryn Hill tribute. So
that's a whole week. You about to this?
Yeah.
Okay. You asked for it, and it's here.
Right. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on, and some of them, like, I have to keep it all in my phone because I don't remember all of them. But it's just a blessing, to be honest with you. I really wanted to do this. I wanted to grow, and not really stay in a box and just sing the songs that I know. I just really want to expand as an artist as a whole and just make sure every time people hear me, they get an experience.
Right. So, I know you're doing dates, but are you looking to travel? Have you ventured out into that part of it yet?
I actually went to New York like a week ago,
Okay.
2 weeks ago. One of my friends, Jay Esquire, he had actually been to the Sugar Bar in New York, and he told them about me, and they sent me an email, and I sent them some of my music, and they were like, absolutely, come up.
Oh, wow.
Come sing for us. And it was a nice array of artists there, but I was like, sometimes when you're an artist starting out, so you think about what can you get paid for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm driving about 400 miles, right? Round trip.
Right.
But I told my husband, I said, you know what? I know this is not paying, but I'm going to go because they don't know Jewel Dion.
And you don't know who's in that audience.
I have no idea, and so I went up there and I sang tracks a cappella because I was like, you know what? My tracks haven't come through yet, but guess what? They're going to get a show regardless.
Yes. And that's showmanship. And that's the type of stuff that makes me love people. Like when the mics, it's artists that, this mic got an echo. I can't do that. And that shows the lack of discipline that you have because before there was all of this, you had your voice. Absolutely. And that's what you had to use. I'm an actor. I hate wearing head mics and I hate doing that because I was trained to project and to use my voice as the instrument. So you worrying about bells and whistles.
Absolutely.
And that's people came to hear a show.
Which is always a red flag.
And speaking of Lauryn Hill, that was one of the things people were upset because they felt like she did not give them something.
The show, right.
Right. And they could care less what's going on.
I sat here for 3 hours waiting for you and you sang a song and you didn't even sing it well.
Right. And it was about this. They wanted to feel that thing that they had in their head, that vision that they had in their head. I know you can't always give people all that they want, but give people all that you have in that moment.
Okay, so if we're just in talking about her in specific, first of all, there's only a certain group of people who are going to her concerts because she's had this reputation for forever.
Waited 3 hours.
Right. So my thing is if I waited 3 hours, I am a real fan. Right. You don't need to. You can come up here with your guitar and just fucking, sing some shit you thought up right there on the spot. And I'm gonna be happy.
That's right.
But you showed up and then you act like you don't even want to be here.
But most of I think what happens with a lot of individuals, they get caught up in the people over there that don't really support them and bang with them, and they begin to listen to their critiques instead of those 5 people over there. And I understand them 5,000 seem more sufficient than these 5 over here, but those 5 are constantly there. Those 5 waited 3 hours. Those 5 bought the CD when they didn't have anything else to eat. I mean, so that is what I want people like yourself to begin to realize. Like, just sing. If nothing else, take care of yourself, your health, all those things. But just do what it is that you love to do, and don't worry about the 5,000 because eventually those 5 will turn into 5,000. Because those people over there, they're just trendy. That's all.
Right.
They're just trendy.
Exactly.
And the moment somebody else hot comes, they go blow over to the next person. So I worry not about those people who are not fans or not followers or supporters. I worry about those people who I know are there.
Showing up every week.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So we have another young lady in the room. And it's awesome because there's a nice energy in here.
Yes, there is.
Miss Dion.
So you got 2 Dions in here.
That's right.
I worked with her a couple years ago in a production, and her energy was just high all the time. And I'm always amazed at people like that. Not looking at her side eye, but she always came with this burst of energy. And she was new to theater, but she had just that fearless effort that we used to have in acting 101. And we just lost it over time because we got tired of learning lines. But she just always maintained just being positive. And actually her son is joining us today. The chubby cheeks chocolate one is not here with us, but her son joined us today. And it's just awesome having you. So Miss Dion, how are you?
I'm doing good.
She's a little nervous because she thinks somebody's watching her.
I'm just happy to see Nate again and to meet new artists.
Dion, Jewel.
It's just a blessing just to be in the presence of good people, so I'm just happy to be here.
And she's representing the artist that is back at it and reestablishing herself. I don't know if this is official, but I'm just saying she is becoming a Coppernight. I'm just
We're gonna claim
say
it. We're gonna put it out there.
Another fellow urban art major in the building, in the making. So I'm very happy to hear that you're going back to school and you're going for theater.
I'm going back to theater. I love it. I really love it. It's just like once you pop, you just can't stop.
People think they could just let it go.
You can't let it go. Once it grabs hold of you, it has you,
It's too hard.
It's that immediate gratification that you get. And it's not just about that, but it's just something about fearing what you don't know about and then having them accept you and laugh and cry with you. And it's right there. It's not like you got to hear about it in the newspaper, but it's right there.
And you want to know what I want to say? That's why I love the name of this radio show, because it's called Being Exposed. When you're performing live, when you're singing, you're exposed. When you're on the radio, you're exposed. And when you're on stage, it's live. You're exposed, right? Because we were talking, Alma, when you mess up, they see you.
Yes, they do. Yes.
And it's up to you to pull from whatever creative energy, whatever you have inside of you to fix it.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. That's been one of my best traits. I have to say myself, just keep it moving. Nobody knows that line wasn't in the script twice. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that line wasn't said. Nobody knows it until you show it.
And that's always, I was saying that's always my favorite part, because it's like, okay, now I'm really, because anybody can memorize black letters on white paper. Anybody can. Right. And most people, if they memorize it, can regurgitate it well enough that people are convinced that there's something happening.
Right.
I think it takes real talent to be able to say, oh, snap, I don't know the rest of the lines in the scene. But we need to know what the scene, we got to get through the scene to get to the next one. All right, let me at least make the point. What was the objective? That's
right.
All right, let's get the objective out the way. Let's see where we go.
Let you find where I'm supposed to be.
And then the other thing for me is the community. You are there with someone else, and you two are in this, or you three are in this thing until it's over. The ensemble is always it, and I think that those are usually the pieces that I'm the best in, when there is a ensemble, and the bigger the better. I thrive when there are large groups of people. Really? So I have to say, because both of you, Jewel, in this last year, and you coming on to a time where you are re-entering the arts. I met Nate at that same time in my life, so this seems to be something he gravitates toward himself.
Yeah, we all have a purpose,
right? Because when I met Nate, my son was 5 months, so I hadn't been on stage in a couple of years, and then I got pregnant. So then there was no going on. No one hires you when you're pregnant for anything. So. So being able to getting the opportunity to spend some time around Kyle and Nate, who were full-time artists, I was like, oh, I really miss this. I need to get back in it. So after that, there hasn't been a time where I wasn't looking for an opportunity to be on stage or perform. And then Nate very graciously asked me to come and sit with him on the radio a couple nights a week. And I was like, hell yeah.
It's all about being creative. When you feel like it's time for you to come back, or you need to take a break, figure out how to stay connected. And that's whenever I've come to a crawl in my creativity, or I'm running full speed ahead, I always just stay connected, because it's something that you want to do. So every time you drop it and just cut it off, it's so much harder to come back. But if you found a way to stay into it, it's your way. If you coming into your singing career was you doing covers, and that was just you still exercising that muscle, but still staying current and available for people to be able to see you. So now having a product, it's like, of course, I want this. Of course. Yes. Because I've seen what you can do and heard what you can do. And this is only, just a taste of what it is. Right. So you wrote the songs on here?
I did.
So how is that? Was that a first time or something?
And it was almost like a painful process, right? Because I'm very critical of myself. So it took me a while to write it. The first one, I actually wrote while I was on travel for my full-time job. I was in China,
Wow.
And, yeah, so I was in the hotel over the weekend, and I'm like, I'm gonna get this song done. I'm gonna finish these words
while I'm on the clock with somebody else.
Exactly. I was like, I need to finish something. I said, because I've been writing the words down, but critiquing myself while I'm writing instead of allowing the creativity just to flow completely, and then go back and see how I can make this a grander picture. And so that's what I've been learning so far.
Just get it out.
Yeah, just get it all out.
All the words,
everything, and then arrange. Yeah, right, and then arrange. Because I'm always trying to. I can find a good hook real quick, and then I got the beat, and then I'm like, all right, that's it. And then I won't come back to the verses for a while. But that whole process was actually awesome. And I think after singing them, just trying them out at some open mics and then getting some kind of feedback, like that was exactly what I needed. Like, wow, you spoke exactly, into my life. Like that for me is just like, oh, okay, I can do this.
Yeah. And it's not because you were not trying to think what people want to hear.
Right.
You wasn't trying to create this image of Jewel that is not real.
Right.
And you were just coming from a real place and just creating. And that's what artists have to get back to, because we all are cookie cutter images of something. It's hard to recreate the wheel, but you can make it your own.
Absolutely.
You can paint it and color it and shape it the way you see fit. And I think I like artists. That's why I love people who can sing, but I like people who are being themselves. And people often ask, well, that person can't sing that well. Well, how are they winning? Because they're being themselves.
Yeah.
And people tap into that. And they fall in love with that. I from the very first American Idol that I saw with Fantasia, I was stuck, and she wasn't as poised as she is now, and I just knew something was about to happen because she just had the energy. But that's enough of Fantasia, because I just find a way to break her into the conversation at some point. But getting back to Dion, where are you right now as far as coming back and being, not that you've gone anywhere, but what have you been doing trying to get back in terms of the arts?
Well,
but you're in criminal justice.
Yeah, my credits. I have most of my credits in criminal justice.
You work in that field as well.
Yeah, I do.
The side.
It's stressful.
I do that.
Well, I act full time at Central Book, and I've been acting.
So you get them fresh.
10 years fresh.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, when I want to say, you are the gift, right? And so we use our gift wherever we are, we embody it.
Right.
Because you can't tell me I'm not on stage in that dorm. You can't tell me.
When she first told me she worked in that field, I was like, how do you do that? Because she sounds so meek and mild. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show with me, your host, Nate, my co-host, Miss Amma, Big Mama Brown, our guest today, Miss Jewel Dion, and Miss Dion. Yeah. We're just going to give you one name. Dion. That's it. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
When you were a little kid and you thought about what you wanted to be, teaching was at the top of your list. But things changed. And as you got older, teaching didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you're thinking you'll be something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Now you want to be a doctor. You don't think teachers save lives? 25 at a time. An actress? Try playing a different role every time the bell rings. How about a scientist? Ever heard of physics? Chemistry? Who do you think teaches that? Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, and taking learning far beyond the four walls of the classroom. It's time to recognize that great things are happening in teaching and put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
It's just very fulfilling to me to see people happy, struggling in their lane. It just means
when you
much.
accept you and where you are. When you accept you. You want everybody else to, but you haven't accepted you. We haven't accepted us.
Right.
But once I accepted me and said, Dion is okay, girl, when you said that, not just when she found her voice, when she respected her voice. Now that was powerful.
You fine. You're right.
You're okay. You're okay. You're okay.
Welcome back.
I just didn't want you to keep talking without knowing that we had come back on.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. It just turns into Ministry Friday here on the show. And it's for me, like I just said during the break, I get off listening to people when they're talking about the struggle that they're having in their lane, because that means you're doing something right. When you're growing, it's going to be a little bit painful and uncomfortable. But when and I've always been told, it's so much easier to live outside of your expectations and what you're supposed to do. It's so hard to live in bounds of what you're supposed to be doing. And it's exciting for me to be 32 right now and living within that. And really, it's hard not being able to do the things I want to do, but having the time and availability to do the things that I know I need to be doing.
That's right.
But we have Miss Jewel Dion here, the songstress, her new album, Out of the Silence. I can't wait to listen. I'm going to listen to this tonight I'm preparing for our event tomorrow. Yes. These titles.
That's my go-to song.
Already.
These titles are really Inhale, Pity Party, Scream for Help, featuring Mr. Kevin Jackson, Misplaced Love, and Exhale. Like, where were you drawn from? What they say? What journal entry were you reading in China?
Right. It's probably the same journal entry that I've had over time. It was a lesson that I hadn't gotten over time. I have been going through or allowing myself to go through just like painful relationships, right? Because I really didn't feel like I deserved to have more. Even though in my mind, I've heard this before, I mentally ascended, right? I thought to myself that this is what I want to have. You know, I want this
and it's going to be painful. It's going to be.
Yeah. And then, but I accepted everything else, right? Everything but what, you know, the good expectation was. So after going through that a few times and kind of looking back and realizing, okay, there was a certain point in my life after I had my son. It was like a couple months before I graduated from Morgan State. And
yes, go Bears.
You know I had to say it. You know I had to say it. But you know, I went into like this serious depression because you know, I really wasn't where I wanted to be completely. Like, not in the career I wanted to be. I was graduating, yes, but I knew that's not what I wanted. I had, you know, my son on the way, and I'm like, how in the world, you know, am I going to support and travel and do all the things that I want to do? You know, my life wasn't going on the trajectory that I thought it was going to be. So I had gotten to a place where I was just like, forget it. And I said that in my mind.
I'm about to go flip burgers. I don't even
not doing none of this.
But I said it often. Like, you know, the thing that you dwell the most on is the thing that comes out, right? The thing that you start attracting. And so I was consistently saying, F it, for real. You know, I don't care. And that's what I was getting. A whole lot of stuff that just wasn't good for me. That was just waste.
Yeah.
And, you know, after, you know, years, I was like, you know, I'm really accepting a lot of stuff that I'm not supposed to have. You know, I'm trying to encourage other people, but I still got mess, you know, a lot of it. And, you know, it's a daily process. It's a daily process to stay up and to stay positive and, you know, to keep your mindset in a good place. And so I just wanted to like really vent and just get all of that stuff out, right? It should have been like,
I see the title,
detox, right?
That's the extended version. That's the extended version. Write that down. Write that down. But it's needed, and we're going back to music that is from the inside and not just a surface type of.
Yeah, I don't know how to write like that.
I
don't know how to write like that. Like, I'm going through some writing lessons with Kristen B right now, just to learn different techniques of writing. But I never wrote like a story about somebody that I just saw sitting on the side of the road and, you know, got his whole life in a song. I've never done that. I've always pulled from journal entries and, you know,
you got to experience it. And not everybody has to write like that or can write like that, but to feel it one time, like go through something. Like, I try to pick plays, and I've done this for a while, plays that mean something, that say something. I can't just do stuff. I hate being a funny person. If it doesn't make sense, if it doesn't make sense, I'm gonna feel like a fool. And I'm not gonna do it. And you have to do things and produce things that are of you. I create visual arts, but I can't do it unless I feel something. If I'm mad or I'm really happy or whatever the extreme feeling is, I have to be in that and experience it. Most times I walk around with my camera, and I used to just take pictures of everything. And a lady told me, she said, sometimes you got to experience what it is, because you got a picture, but if you don't remember anything that happened from that picture, you ain't lived that moment. You just went through it, and you got a picture to savor it, but you haven't really experienced what it is. Put the camera down sometimes and just live the life, and you'll have something to talk about. You'll have a memory to pull back from.
Ain't that the truth? That's why I always feel about people about Facebook, is there's so much, oh, look at us hanging out, and I'm like, were you guys really hanging out? Because like, there's a picture from like every 15 minutes that I can see it. You uploaded a picture every 15. Were you really there, or were you just watching everyone else have a good time? But I say that just because I'm not a person who uploads pictures ever. I do things, and I never. Like 3 days later, I'm like, oh, I went to that thing last week, guys. That shit was great.
Right.
So when we come back to the next, for the next segment, we're going to introduce our topic, which is I'm going to get it right, because that's crazy, because I wrote it down specifically. It is, that's not it. It is when the sum are making decisions for the whole. And we, in politics, in the arts, it's so many examples of that. It's a small group of people that's dictating to the majority who they are, what they should be doing, X, Y, and Z. So we're going to come back in the next segment and get as the perspective from our actual guest today. Don't forget, tomorrow, May 14th, we'll be here for the open house from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. I mean, it's being sponsored by Sisters in Strength, Miss Sabrina. She'll be here with us, helping us host. Also, Rumba Tropical will be hosting our after party right up at 7 East Lexington Street. So come on out if you're an artist, a business, a community leader, if you're thinking about a business, if you're thinking about starting your own show, if you need some marketing and branding and promotional with your work, come on out, meet us, greet the hosts and personalities of the Exposed Radio Show, radio.com, and just get to know us. And come on, see the studio, get to know us a little bit, talk to us, and network with other artists, community leaders, and entrepreneurs that are doing that thing. So we'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
Listen to Elizabeth Warren talking about Black lives and Black life.
Police are not occupying armies. This is America, not a war zone. I speak today with full knowledge that I have not personally experienced and can never truly understand the fear, the oppression, and the pain that confronts African Americans every day.
Don't you just want to kill yourself? I mean, not from what she was saying, but from the music that was playing in the background. I just want to, oh gosh, but every word she said was prolific, and it did not come from what is now becoming mainstream is white privilege. She has a sensibility about her, and the way she speaks about different things that has, from the first time I saw her, I can't remember what state she's in. I think she's in like North Carolina or something like that, somewhere I'm not going. That some kind of sensibility about her that makes me like her for president. But she's not running. We have this old guy that looks like he should be on the popcorn box. Then we have Martin O'Malley. Fine. We'll settle if we must. Hillary, who I like, but she just has to fight against all this controversy, and that's the hard part of it all. Then we have Huckabee. I could have swore he died, like in one of those books, like a fairy tale book. Trump, we're gonna get to you in a moment. Meet with all these black folk in one room, and they just fell for it. Like, he must have been giving out $100 bills behind it.
Check out the Talk Lately show every Tuesday nights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're back on. We're back on the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on BeExposedRadio.com. We got Miss Jewel Dion in the building, and just Dion. Dion in the building. Today's topic is when the some are making decisions for the whole. The last couple of weeks, because I haven't been able to be here, I've been having all this stuff to say, and I'm not a Facebooker all the time. I'll try to do it, but then I'll go overboard. So I was like, I'm pull back. I'm just wait till the 13th, and I'm gonna just do it that day. And it's been a lot of things in politics. I see a lot of people, administrators, leaders telling us what it is that they want us to do. And it's strange because you don't know. Right. Most of them don't know us personally. Most of them don't live our day-to-day lives. So you're telling me what I want for my life. Being an artist, I have a small group of individuals that's telling the vast majority of artists what we should be, how we should be, how I should sing this song, how I should paint this picture, how I should be on air. And it's crazy because if it's not coming from my perspective, it's very foreign to me.
And it's not art.
Right. And I've never been able to fit into what someone else wanted. I've tried, and I always come off as awkward or it's just not me. So this topic came. I've been thinking about doing. She had a CD. It's been coming up for a while, but for me, that's what it means for me. Just breaking outside of that box and being able to live beyond what other people expectations that they really for themselves that they have not fulfilled or they've deferred, and they're putting it on you.
That's right.
So I'm gonna ask our two guests, and what do you think? What are your thoughts on that topic? When the sum, or what experience do you have in that in your own personal lives? There's a lot.
I got it. If you got, I'm ready.
Well, go ahead and start it off. Go ahead and start it off.
So, as a woman, First of all, I feel like a lot of our lives is dictated to
You're right
us.
about that.
We are from the very beginning. This is what you should look like.
Yep.
This is how you have to treat men.
Right.
This is how you have to treat other people. And we become so wrapped up in trying to please everybody that a lot of us never get out of it. There are a few of us who find our exit and are like, nope, I'm done. I don't care nothing about none of that stuff. But a lot of us continue to be in bondage over what other people are going to say, think, want, need. And part of that is just being a woman in the world. I mean, we are part of what brings life onto this planet. And then we have the need to take care of that life. And anything we have to do to take care of that life, we do. We give it up, we let it go. And it becomes then a lifestyle, and you begin to find yourself just, well, I don't really need that. I can live without it. And but what you don't realize is now all these things you used to have, you had a bag of 20 things that you used to do that made you feel great. And now you only have 1.5 because you didn't need that. But now you had a sack of things you needed to live, and you slowly got rid of those things. So now you only have one thing, and you don't understand why you don't ever feel good, and you're not ever happy, and you're not ever excited. Well, you haven't given yourself any of those things. A little while ago, Jada Pinkett posted a video where she talked about being a wife and a mother and what those things meant to her. And the phrase she used was, I cannot pour from an empty cup. I make a point of putting something into myself every day.
That's right.
If it's an hour where I don't talk to anybody, then that's what it is. But I have to do something that pours back into me, because everyone is dipping into my pitcher, and my pitcher has to stay full. So that was that for me was a wake up call. And I probably in my teens was able to find that I don't really, I know what you want me to do, mommy, but it's not happening. I love you. Please don't think I don't love you, but I'm not doing it. I don't want to. It doesn't make me feel good. I'm sorry that it makes you feel good and not me. Like, I can't help you there. I'm not doing it. So she had to learn to accept that, because she is what do you need? Oh, I'll do that. And I'm like, mommy, when are you gonna, at what point do you stop and say, no, I can't, because that doesn't make me feel good. That doesn't bring me joy. You really have to start to think about what makes you happy, because I can't give it to you. I would if I could, but I can't. You have to figure it out for yourself. So for me, in that idea of the sum, making the decision for the whole, as women, I think we have a very unique perspective on that, because of all of that that society expects us to give up in order to be what is an acceptable woman, whatever that means, with all your little brackets, whatever that means. But I think it's that the generation that we are in and our daughters will no longer be a part of that. We are beginning to understand as individuals, as human beings, what it means to be a healthy individual, mentally, physically, and emotionally. That all of those things those chakras have to be in line. Your mind, your heart, and your soul, your body all have to be in line. You have to keep in touch with that, because if you don't, then you're just blowing in the wind.
So any input from you two ladies?
That's actually pretty good. I do a segment on my fan page, and it's called Therapeutic Thursday. And I just did a video about balance and how I don't have it.
There's no such thing as real balance.
And I think it goes back to the healthy portion, right? It's being healthy mentally, spiritually, physically, right? Because we want to be super people, and we just want to get it all done, and people are pulling on us, and we don't have any energy.
Something suffering.
Something, right?
Always.
And I am a moody mess when, ask my husband, when I'm tired, when I don't recharge, right? And those are the things that I have to check for myself, because when is the time that I recharge? Well, I don't get up early enough to go ahead and do, that hour for myself, whatever it is, meditation or, being creative or whatever it is. It's usually full steam ahead as soon as I get up, the same routine every single day. So that pouring back into yourself is so important. And then the thinking for yourself, period. Society does not tell you to think for yourself.
Ain't that the truth?
And then if your parents and your parents' parents have grown up in the same society, they're going to pass that same thing down unless they've had some kind of revelation themselves that, you know what, you have your own mind, you have your own heart, you have your own purpose, and you should be able to go forth and do that.
Right.
So, I mean, even being 31, I'm like, I'm really starting to think for myself now. And it's actually kind of scary because then you start thinking against what you've been taught, most of your life. And it's an interesting thing, but I think if we start thinking for ourselves, period, no one else can really think for us.
Instincts.
Absolutely.
We learn instincts at this point.
Right.
And it's very important to follow those instincts because it keeps you out of trouble.
I'm always impressed by people who are able to figure it out very early, that I don't have to believe this just because you told me to. I got a lot of questions and you don't have no answers for those questions. I can't buy into this, but good for you for it.
Right.
But I can't do it.
And not only know that, but actually live up to it because I've always been strong-willed, but people felt what they felt, and that sometimes blocked things in your life and kept you from achieving things. But you have to not only feel it, but you have to make sure everybody else around this is what I'm about, and this is how you're going to treat this person right here.
This topic, I know we think of, society and, the pressure that they put on us to look like this, be like this, talk like this, but I think of family because that's when we're growing up, that's who's shaping us,
Absolutely.
and teaching and training us up. But those things that they're teaching us, and those boundaries that they're placing on us could also restrict us, and hinder us and hurt us. Family could be so controlling, especially mine, very loving, very supportive.
Right.
But as soon as you go outside,
these are the things we know will work for you.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of it, and I'm a glass half full person because it's a lot of because they know personally those mistakes. They see that in you, but I can't prevent you from making it. All I can do is cushion the fall a little bit and tell you how to get back up. And I do it myself. That love can honestly turn into control. and you find yourself trying to control situations instead of just letting people be who they are. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I have to be a part of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the part that we as individuals, but a lot of it is always in love, but that love is sometimes controlling. I just don't want you to fall. I don't want you to be hurt. I don't want you to fail. And that love regard.
I have always been bothered by people who believe they can protect you from everything. How do I experience anything if I don't? I have to know the full range. I have to know the extreme of joy and the extreme of tragedy to be a whole person. Right. And you are better for it. Even the things that weren't so good, you are better for it.
But people who love you can't watch you fall. Your baby about to fall down the step. Your instinct is to go grab him. But if he makes that tumble, he won't do that again. And if he does do it again, he knows the consequences of it. But we can't sit. If you have any type of feeling in you,
you are not a sociopath.
You have to help people, but in helping people, you enable them. You will never learn what it is to really get back up or prevent yourself from going through this or learn any type of logic. I hope you're listening, young man. I didn't, because some of us didn't get those baby steps and we didn't learn those things from people. So learning them at 30 some years old is it's so much. The learning curve is different when you're older. It's like
now you're paying attention,
right?
And you understand because you're mature now, and now you're in a place where you're willing to heed,
to actually listen.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I think experience does that for you. Also, the more you go through in life, the more you realize, you weren't just pontificating; you were trying to teach me something.
Right.
Oh, my bad. Let me go back and look at those notes I took.
That's right.
I grew up with educators for parents. My mother, and they both came from my mother came from from rural Mississippi. Her family was pretty well off for the general economic situation in the town that they came from. But her father couldn't read and he drove trucks, and her mother was competent and could work any job that came across her way. And that's what they did. They hustled. Dorothy Kendrick is a hustler. And she taught her kids that. My mom will make a couple $100 in a weekend just because she needs it. Let me go and sell this and buy and do that and do this for this person, and I'll be okay. So those are some of the things that they learn. But and my father's parents, my father's father was in the military and his mother was a stay-home mom. There was no ideas of higher education, of what you can achieve with more. So my mother graduated from high school with a 4.25 GPA, and Jackson State called her, say, hey, we will give you money to come here and do that here. And she was like, okay, I mean, I'm not doing anything else. It was no, you know what I mean? Right. You chuckle now because that was her attitude. But she said that, she said, if I had been like, no, I don't want to leave home, how different her life would have been. My father went to college after high school, and then ended up leaving college and going into the Peace Corps and working in West Africa, which is where they ended up meeting, because my mom also. So they both developed this desire to know who they were, to know what it meant to be African and to be American and all these things. And that's where they met each other along that journey. So each of us go through our own journey, and they have instilled in me the ability to learn. As educators, they taught me how to teach myself, because not every teacher can teach. But I'll finish when we come back. But I guess my point was just that when it depends on your nurturing, that sometimes you get the opportunity to have people who really teach you. There's so much more out there for you.
We're gonna go take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Give us a call, 410-702-5657, or you can text us at 443-642-9403. We'll be right back.
It's one of the things.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
So, you know how you around people who really can sing, and they always like, I don't know if it's this time. That's what these well, at least these two over here are giving me right now. It's not the time, It should be 78.5 degrees in here.
0.25.
So they're going to share a little bit, just a little taste, to get you interested, to get you tingling this morning.
Come on in here.
Share a little of that Banji soul with us. Stand behind her.
Okay. Well, y'all singing y'all mic.
Yeah, y'all can sing.
Okay, so this is called What I Thought. It's also on the album.
Don't hold back.
Okay. Y'all ready? You ready, B? Okay. I see the lights pouring out your face. No, you can't hide. I see them clear as day. I'm growing tired of playing these games. You say I'm tripping. Well, get up on this plane now, 'cause I'm pulling out with you all night. Are you going crazy or too damn lazy? We ain't skipping through no daisies. This wasn't my fantasy. This ain't what I thought. And this ain't what I want.
I told y'all wasn't ready. The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live. On Be Exposed.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling
people look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement. Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know they're probably just a little bit nervous. You can find it in yourself to take that first step.
You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up. Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Yes. Scroll. Like there's days that I have to stop and just turn it off.
Yes.
Because from straight out of Africa, you know, Jesus ain't real type stuff to, you know,
it's a lot.
And racism. And if you're not careful, you take all of that stuff
Yeah,
in. It's
yep.
junk.
And so much of it is.
I said actually a month ago last year, Comcast will not get another dime from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to watching my news on the internet where I can control it through my TV and really controlling what I was watching.
Right.
And I just, you so tense when you
Yes.
wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and 13 is on, 5 people shot dead overnight. Like you start your day like that.
I don't even
you go
do it.
through the day like that, and then
even
you
do
come
it.
home, you relax, you want to get one wine, and you listening to the rest of it before you go to
And I think
bed.
they know the psychology of
Yeah,
that,
they
right?
do.
They know that is going to strike fear.
I'm definitely a
you know?
conspiracy theorist person. I firmly
and I would
believe
try
that
not
because they're only
but
like
it just makes sense.
Like,
So
why
on
do you
that-
have jails on the main road?
Yeah.
Right next to the project, so my child can look across the street and think that's his future.
all the
Yeah.
media
Bars.
companies are owned by like 4 people. Okay. Like that's real. Okay. There's only,
Radio
like,
too.
4
Radio is like
4 to
6 or
7
7
all
companies.
of media, print, airwaves, internet, all of media is owned by like 4 people, and they control what you see and don't see.
Based on
why
what they feel
right,
you are.
right.
But we're gonna take a transition over, and we're gonna feel something in a different way. Miss Jewel Dion
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
has agreed to give us some of her vocals, and we just gonna sit back and relax and just listen.
Yes,
to
please
them.
relax. So I'm going to do Misplaced Love. One, because it is my single.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
And it's just dear to me. I think it speaks to everybody because everybody has been at this place at one point or another. I'm lacking confidence, taking everything you gave. Subtle disrespect, slowly becoming your slave. You use my kindness to your advantage, gaining all that you desired, leaving me empty. But I loved you more, I loved you more, I loved you more than life itself. Yay, yay, I loved you more, I loved you more, I loved you more than life itself. Years gone by now, not sure how much I can take. No love here, no affection. Thinking, how can I escape? I miss yous and I love yous. Pull me back every time, forgetting the depression that you bring into my life. But I loved you more, I loved you more, I loved you more than life itself. Hey, hey, I love you more, I love you more, I love you more than life itself. And this is what we typically do. Ignored all the warning signs blaring in my direction, trying to mold you into a piece of my perfection, diminished my self-worth with every misconception. Delusion was my curse, and it turned into your blessing. I love you more, I love you more, I love you more than life itself. Da da dee da 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 da. I love you more, I love you more, I love you more than life itself. I loved you more than myself.
Yes, yes. How does it feel to be speaking your right?
I want you to stop.
I had to look in my pocket.
Thank you so much. You know, honestly, I tear up every time I sing any of my songs.
They're your words. That's your life.
Like, I feel it all over again.
And if you feel it, your audience, I felt that energy.
It's like all over again. And I mean, being past it now is awesome, but
you see how I'm being
just
real
knowing that other people are like still in it.
So that was Miss Jewel Dion, Out of the Silence, Misplaced Love. Get your CD today.
Don't ever be silent again.
Yes.
Yes.
We're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere.
Yes.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
So, you know how you round people who really can sing? And they always like, oh, I don't know if it's this time. That's what these, well, at least these two over here are giving me right now. It's not the time, you know. It should be 78.5 degrees in.
0.25.
So they're going to share a little bit, just a little taste to get you interested, to get you tingling this morning.
Come on in here.
Share a little of their Banji soul with us. Stand behind her.
Okay. Well, y'all singing y'all mic.
Yeah, y'all can sing.
Okay, so this is called What I Thought. It's also on the album.
Don't hold back.
Okay. Y'all ready? You ready, B? Okay. I see the lights pouring out your face. No, you can't hide. I see them clear as day. I'm growing tired of playing these games. You say I'm tripping. Well, get up on this plane now, 'cause I'm pulling out with you or not. Are you going crazy or too damn lazy? We ain't skipping through no daisies. This wasn't my fantasy. This ain't what I thought. And this ain't what I want.
I told y'all wasn't ready. The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on Be Exposed.
Hey, there's my son. You've been in your room all morning.
Hey, Dad.
Matt, what's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Oh, well, it's just sort of.
I have been playing my video games and electronic games for so many hours.
Well, it sounds like it might be time for you to take a break, or...
Hello, Dad.
Susan?
I have been watching TV and text messaging all morning. Yay, electronics. Yay, yay, yay.
Guys, I think it's about time to get in the car and take a little trip. Maybe see some trees, some green things.
What are these green things you speak of?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Get out to the forest and discover the wonders of nature with your family, just like Blue, Jewel, and the whole Rio flock.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Let's rock this jungle.
Fresh air,
What a glorious morning.
clean water,
Woo-hoo! Woo!
and endless surprises.
Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing.
Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a
You
left.
are not going to
Then what you're
believe
going to do
this.
is turn onto Marcy
Brad
Avenue.
just broke up
and go past
and
the first
apparently
3
she's
lights
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
Then drive
think
5
she's
more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the
Anyway,
right. That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
This is the mother of truth, Baltimore's own magical Negro.
They either have addiction problems or they're abusive,
Mhm.
and then he was attracted to you because guess what? I was abusive to myself. You understand? So that's
So we back on air right now. So we're back, and interesting conversations come from artists, and I love talking to artists because guess what? We're real individuals.
People.
We're not cartoon characters.
There's the other
We do not
thing.
go to sleep once the lights go out.
There's the other thing that you said, which is one of my favorite things that you ever shared with me, that you were with a person who said to you, your mind is always going. Like you don't ever, like that's where artists live. Like everything is
The next
giving
moment.
us a message. We are all, I know I am. I'm always looking
Yeah.
for the message. What's
Absolutely.
really, what's really going on? Let me remove the veil. What's going on behind there? What's the subtext?
And we are taught to be observant and
Yes.
watch. So I see you, and I want you to be fixed and healed and get over this because it's constant conflict. And it may not be with me, but I see how in your day-to-day life.
Yes, like you keep picking up this blessing. Stop it.
And if for nothing else, and knock on wood, if I don't ever get paid another dime from being an artist, I still have to be connected to it in some way because it's gotten me to a place where I have a voice that not that I never thought I had, but I didn't know that I had. Like I always been outspoken, but it's taken me to a level of being outspoken that because I do it without reason now. I do it without wanting something from it, or I'm not hurting you. I only want to help you as an artist or as a man, and I can't do anything else but uplift people. And if that means make slapping you in the face a couple times, that's who I've become, and that's what the arts have instilled in me to be that person. Because you can't just entertain people. Sometimes things ain't funny. Sometimes I don't feel like being entertaining, but my artistry is here for the greater good of the person that I come in contact for nothing else. That's how I see it.
I believe that artists are the tellers of what happened. That's the phrase that I always use. We are the ones that ring the bell. Right. We shine the light. We write, we give you the moniker. We create, we invent the phrase. We are,
the first line.
Right.
I think that artists gives other, you may hear my list. Forgive me. Artists give people permission to be themselves and to be different, and it's okay. It's okay, even your faults, the things you don't look like about yourself, it is really okay.
In the world that we're living in now, we're saying it's nothing but garbage out here creatively. It's everything is carbon copy, but being an artist has actually worked, and we've seen it work. Now we got to figure out how to make people realize I have to be an individual in what I see and what I regurgitate. But this is what art is supposed to be. It's supposed to inspire people.
Yes, it is. Right.
But what it's done is done the exact opposite. It's just created a bunch of likes.
And what did you say, Alma? You said it's supposed to what?
Art imitates life.
Art imitates life.
And I think all of that starts with the person, right? It goes back to what you said before, the sum making the decision for everybody, right? You're supposed to be like this. You're supposed to be the next Future, the next Wiz Khalifa, the next whoever, right? Who really sits down and says, what are you feeling today? What do you want to put down today? What do you feel like needs to be heard today?
That song is supposed to be an inspiration, and not this is the carbon copy of what you're supposed to be. And it is growing to a point where it's out of control, and it's out of the hands of the people who really should be making the decision. And it's that some that got the purse strings and the puppet strings of the greater, larger group of people.
It's why you will see artists who have one-hit wonders, people who show up in one film, and because they are an individual, and we're really looking for copies. So we appreciate you and your all right, yay, power to you. But we need that copy. See these three people, they all look and act the same. These are the three people we're gonna use. We're gonna put them in three different things. But
I have a show at Hotel RL the first, is it the first Tuesday?
Thursday.
First Thursday, wow. First Thursday of every month. And it's called the Firestarter series. And in that series, there's a series of questions that I ask. One of the most important ones, because I'm of the 30 and over crowd, I'm realizing 17 was a age for me where that veil was lifted and things became clear, and you can't really hide. And to the moms, he's going to regurgitate. I'm speaking to Dion at this point.
She's here. What veil is going to be lifted?
You're going to hear no in other words now. And responses, and it's going to seem unfamiliar to you, but I've just learned something. I learned that I can say no. I learned that I have a choice, and we're taught to follow the rules, be respectful. But when you learn I have control over that, you sometimes, I took my first cigarette because I could at 17. But my question to the two of you is, what would you say to your 17-year-old self? And it's crazy because we actually have a 17-year-old in the room. But what would you say to your 17-year-old self?
Can I go first? Absolutely. Absolutely. Go ahead.
I would say to my 17-year-old self that you are good enough.
Ditto.
You are more than enough.
Absolutely.
You know, because throughout my years, and even recently, I'm trying to, kick that, my adult years, but feeling like I wasn't good enough. So much I wasn't. But now I'm celebrating what I am.
Amen.
And I focus on what I am. You understand? Instead of not the knots, what I'm not. Because even my knots, I like it.
Embrace my
you respect the things that you may fall short in. Because that's still a part of who you are.
Right.
Miss Jewel.
I would say you're good enough is really huge, period. Because 17 is like end of high school. You done been hazed from freshman to where you are right now, and you're trying to mold yourself to be this certain thing that feels good to everybody else. And you don't have a voice for yourself at that point unless you just grew up like that.
If that was instilled in you.
If that's what was instilled in you. So I think at that point it was more so for me, you know, being good enough, being beautiful enough.
Thank you.
You can make your own decisions. Your family is proud of you as you are. Because I feel like I really created what I thought my family wanted from me.
What was expected of you.
I feel like I am supposed to be this huge success, and I get grief for it today. you know, you're the successful one, you know, the family, but they don't know internally. I don't feel completely successful. No. Because I now understand that success is totally different than what I thought it was.
But get it
when I was young.
Get it this way. Some of them, if not all of them, do understand that. That's why they put it on you. So if I channel all this energy into, because this young lady is very talented and you are.
Yes, you are.
But if I'm going to give it to her because for me, it was just, I couldn't do it. And you understand now how people give up.
Yes.
And how easy it is to give up. All you got to do is look for a really good job and just follow that direction.
Absolutely.
You had a job that took you to China where you were able to finish this awesome work, and you could have said, I'm in China already.
Exactly.
What am I doing? I can sing a little ditty here and there.
They got plenty of karaoke.
And I think that's the thing about, like you said earlier, when God gives you a gift, there is really no running from that. Period.
You can try.
You can try as hard as you can.
But that whisper will turn into a shout that's going to sit you down and give you a gut
punch. I say that walking in here.
It is.
That's exactly what it is. So I would honestly say just follow your heart, to be honest, because I would have gone to college and sang in the choir and majored in music and probably in business and would have been somewhere different. But I'm grateful for where I am. But I think to any 17-year-old is to follow your dream. Nobody else's dream, but yours.
Define your path.
Your purpose.
Or everybody's advice. Everybody's demands on you are options. And to make a decision is listening to all of this, have an instinct, and putting that together. One of the young men I taught a minute ago in a summer camp, he just finished Virginia Union. And I was proud of him because we had a moment at that summer camp. And I said to him, you know, I always tell people that because that was something that was put in my head about making decisions. And I felt himself trying to live up to what the Baltimore man was supposed to be doing. And he was pulling from it. And unbeknownst to me, he grew up with some really positive young men around him that had that same insight. But he could not see it past what people were telling him he was and what other people was telling him that he should be. And hearing him speak now on Facebook and how well-rounded his mind has become. I'm seeing that he listened and he understood. He understands that now. And from whatever I was able to give him, it really did me justice because it was something that I know I listened to. Like you have to be strong enough to make your own decision. And if something doesn't feel right, don't do it. Because you've got instincts and visceral instincts for a reason. And the more you try to fight it, the more you try to go against it and lean on your own understanding, the more it will be more painful it will be to make that transition to where you're supposed to be.
You know, I just want to say that a lot of us fear, oh my gosh, like fear will show up in everything that we do. And fear stops us. But guess what? Fear is a healthy emotion. It's okay to feel fear.
If it's not,
just
scary,
can't operate in it.
Right.
I say I feel fear, but I don't operate in it.
There you go.
Anymore.
There you go.
But if you don't, if it's not scary, it's not big enough. It's safe.
Right.
You know, when you're not afraid, it's supposed to be that foundation. Fear should be a foundation.
Right.
And not something that you live in, but it should propel you to, come on, I got to get through this. I have a deathly out of control fear of roller coasters. But every time I get near one, I'll be so afraid, but I'm in a line. I'm so afraid, but I'm locking myself in. And I'm saying, why what am I doing to myself? Why put yourself through this? But I get through it. I may not always go back on, or I'll be that person that get right back in line and do it again because I've conquered it. Right? So you know how to handle that fear. You know how to shape and mold it. So that's something that I really, for my 17-year-old self, just face it.
That for my 17-year-old self, follow your heart bravely. Do not, because I know if I had done what I wanted to after I graduated school, I would be in such a very different place right now. My real dream when I graduated high school was to go and audition for Juilliard. And I didn't even go to the audition. And to this day, I should have at least gone to the audition. Even if I didn't make it in, at the very least, I should have gone. So that is something I live with, because I'm like, could I made it? Where would I be? Would I have preceded Lupita? Like those are the things that I think of now. And I walked away from acting for like 3 years. I didn't even go see a play, didn't pick up and read a play, didn't memorize a monologue, nothing for 3 years. And when I came back, I went back. I actually ended up going back as a Morgan student. And the first play I did was Serafina. And I was like, okay, I remember now I used to do this, and I don't know why I stopped. I'm a crazy person.
50 years and go back into it that first day and it's like
what have I been doing? And I made a decision that day I would never not have theater in my life again. If I'm writing, if I'm reading, if I'm memorizing, just because I like this piece and I want it in my head always, theater will always be a part of my life.
And it's very important to always stay in it, even if you're just going to watch somebody else do it. Because I remember,
because that'll uplift you too.
Right? It is. I remember not wanting to be an actor, and I said, I'm just gonna be a stage manager. I'm not doing this. I could care less. And I would watch people learning lines at rehearsal. I was mouthing their lines, and I said, I don't want to do this next semester. Professor Coates, I'm not doing this. I'm gonna be back on stage, and because it reminds you of what you really want. And it's okay to struggle in it and be hesitant and on the fence about it, because that's a part of making decisions. This is for the rest of my life. It should be something that you think about and you ponder over. Don't just jump into something because it feels good.
And it's being patient with yourself.
Know that it's for, and you've taken your time, because it hasn't been quite a year since you was last here. But it is something that when you got here, it was obviously something that you wanted to try and you wanted to get into and do it your way, and not just on a choir or the church side of it, but really as a profession. And to see where you are today in less than a year, it really says a lot about your willpower, because you went beyond the fear of, can this work? Can this possibly? But we're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Don't forget to check us out tomorrow from 12 to 5. The Artist Exchange will be sharing the mic with all the other shows here on the Be Exposed station. Don't forget, we're being sponsored by Sisters in Strength, Miss Sabrina. She's going to be here tomorrow. We're going to have some surprise performances. So stop by. If you want to get on the mic and come through live on air, definitely come through 110 East Lexington Street, Suite 200 at the Be Exposed Radio Studio. Don't forget, our after party will be at Rumba Tropical. Awesome food, Cuban American cuisine, 7 East Lexington Street. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're struggling with your mortgage. You think about it. You don't do anything but think about it.
What are we going to do if we lose the house? Where are we going to go?
At work.
I can't let anybody find out. I'm so embarrassed.
At dinner.
How can you tell the kids? It's going to wreck their lives.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get through this. What's going to happen to us?
It's time to stop thinking. It's time to start dialing. Call 1-888-995-HOPE for a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options.
I'm all alone.
No, you're not. We've helped over 1 million homeowners, and we want to help you. And now there are more ways to help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're back on. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on BeExposedRadio.com. We got Miss Jewel Dion returning.
Y'all.
We got Dion coming in for the first time. She's listened to some shows and she's finally got the nerve to come on and join us. And we got this young man sitting here with us. You thought you was gonna get through a whole 2 hours
and not say
without
nothing.
having to sing anything. So you gonna
Those
say hello
sneakers
to
are
us?
mad fly, by the way.
So let us know about what school you go to. It's your last year. We got 1 more year left.
I go to Parkville High School.
Okay.
And
no gown. Stop that.
Yeah, I go to Parkville High School. I'm in 10th. Well, yeah, I got 2 more years left, really. So I'm in the 10th right now. So I got 2 more.
So what are you expecting to do, or what are you planning on doing once you finish school?
If not sports, then I was thinking about taking up rehabilitation counseling.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So on a sports side,
I was
on
Um,
the mental health side.
On a mental health side.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, we got a lot of people. We got some clients right off the bat.
So I just want to ask the question, just because anytime a young Black man says, I want to go into sports, I have to ask, what do you mean by sports and what capacity?
You mean like what type of sports I want to play?
Or no, whatever sport it may be, in what capacity do you want to be a part of it? Do you want to be an owner? Do you want to be a manager? Do you want to be a coordinator? Do you want to be an athletic trainer? Do you want to be a player? What capacity?
I think I know I want to run track.
Okay.
And
break some records.
Yes.
Yeah, hopefully break
people
some
who
records.
run track, they get the whole world knows who they are.
Yeah. So hopefully, but if that don't work out, then yeah, I'll just look into the rehabilitation counseling thing.
Okay.
That's
very
awesome.
cool.
It don't have to be a
You
secret.
can, you're right. You can talk into the mic.
I would like to know, who's your mother?
Oh,
Good job.
Obviously
raising
done a
you.
great job.
Who is she?
Dion Johnson.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Dion.
Girl, you did good.
You said you fish for compliment.
She crazy. We know she crazy. We know. It's a good phrase, you know. It's a good phrase, you know.
It is. It's a good one.
This your practice. You be practicing. So what do you like to do when you're not running track or on your phone?
If I'm not running track or on my phone, then I like to go out. Like I try to go out every week and do something because I don't like just sitting around. It get boring. So I like to go out or play football, just go walk around somewhere, something like that.
Okay. Sounds like Keith can be a nice scout for the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see about seeing where your interests are and getting you some constructive, creative things to do. And he's been sitting around as long as I've known Dion. He always sits in rehearsal and he's very unassuming and he acts like he's not paying attention, but he's paying attention. Do you like theater? I mean, because I know you've seen every show that she's done.
I like theater, but I just like watching my mother do it just because I know it make her real happy and it just bring up like another side of her that some don't get to see.
She's crazy.
But it's that good crazy. It's that crazy you want to go with you when you go out somewhere because you know that y'all gonna have a good time.
I actually met Dion. I can't remember what was the name of the play. Lysistrata. We was doing Lysistrata and she played my wife. And I realized in that moment how crazy she was. Because we got to really be ourselves and go beyond. And that play is real. It's supposed to be super serious, but we definitely had fun doing it. And it was crazy because you see the pictures pop up on the Facebook stream sometimes. And I don't know why anybody would put those pictures of us out there. But if somebody just sent me the picture of us in our underwear.
Are you serious?
Yeah, crazy. That's on the internet. Somewhere out in the world.
Out in the world, floating around.
Batman is being on somebody's screen somewhere right now.
I can't.
But it was awesome. I definitely would love to have you come back because I want to hear what you have to say. I know you got more in there because I see you typing, so you have something to say. What you got to say?
I mean, like about
you got
what?
2 minutes. 2 minutes is yours. Anything. What's on your mind? What's on your heart?
I don't know. Nothing.
Come on,
real.
these are ratings, sir. You gotta get on it.
It ain't really. I mean, I don't really got nothing heavy to talk about.
Well, just what's on your heart? Just say what's on your heart.
I don't know.
You're not really wasting my 2 minutes. I don't
got
time.
You didn't give me a topic or nothing.
This what you heard
our topic was when the some are making decisions for the whole. Where you been this whole night?
Bam. He been listening. I've been seeing him glance over. So what have you thought about the conversation in large? In general, I mean.
What have I thought about it?
I know you hear your mom talking all the time, but you just heard this young lady just pour her heart out on the mic. This crazy young lady right here.
I agree with everybody. Like what they say.
He's going to be a politician. He's a politician in the making. He stays neutral at all times. But we're going to get you back on because I'm gonna coach it out you. We're going to have you talking as much as Dion by the end of this year. We're going to have that happening. But definitely, if you ever want to explore this, just let us know.
Okay.
We'll give you that opportunity.
Thank you.
Give you some more options. Not telling you what to be, just options. Because we all need options in life.
Yes, we do.
We do.
So, real quick,
Black people.
let us know where we can find you two ladies. If anybody want to talk to you, if anybody want to, buy an album, send you a check, those types of things.
Well, you can send the checks too. Right. The easiest place to find me is www.jewelsings.com. That's JEWELSINGS.com. And you can find where you can get in touch with me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So one-stop shop.
The same name.
Jewel Sings. JewelSings.com.
And you can find me 300 East Madison Street in Central Booking.
If you're feeling froggy.
If you need an extra bag lunch, you just hit me up. Ask for Officer Johnson. Okay, I can do that. Make it happen, please.
Hey.
We're gonna take. I believe this is our last break.
This is it.
Oh no, this is
This
it.
is it. We're done.
So we'll be back tomorrow here at 12 p.m. live. We're broadcasting from 12 to 5 here at the Be Exposed Radio Studio for our open house. We'll have plenty of guests, plenty of food, plenty of. We got a live DJ playing. So come on out, have some fun, meet and greet the artists and the community leaders and the entrepreneurs of the Baltimore DMV area. We have a lot of people coming on out tomorrow. We're going to be broadcasting live. You get to air and promote your work live on the air. So come on out, talk to us. You never know who you're going to meet here. We had some awesome connections from our first one, so much so that we did it again. And it's going to be the second Saturday of every month. So definitely come on out and get your network on and promote your business, yourself, your artistry on live on air. And we definitely have a lot more sneak peeks to come. So come on out, and you never know what might be in the goodie bag. So definitely come on out. Thank you, Miss Dion Johnson.
Yes, thank you, ladies.
Miss Jewel Dion.
Thank you for wonderful
her
conversation.
CD.
Did you stop grabbing my damn CD? This is Miss Jewel Dion, Out of the Silence. Yes.
Our first album.
Yes.
There we go. There we go. Get that. Get
One
that.
of many. One
Yes.
of many.
Jewel Sings. Go to that.com to definitely check that out. Support her. Get that album. Buy it. Bump it. Share it. Buy one for a friend.
An experience.
Experience it.
Buy one or five.
So we'll be right back tomorrow. It's been an awesome night. We'll see you tomorrow, 12 p.m. Definitely tune in. You can tune in, call in, or definitely show up. 110 East Lexington Street. All right, see y'all. Peace out.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Throw it up, watch it all fall out. Blow it up, that's how we ball out. Throw it up, watch it all fall out.